Hi everyone, this video is to show you how to do a crow. So crow is an arm balance, so we need to have our wrists really warmed up before we start. Sun salutations are really good at warming everything up, including the wrists. Chaturangas are a really great way to warm up wrists. Also just coming to all fours and kind of doing some circles around the wrists like this, or bringing your fingers in to face each other and gently swaying side to side. And the only other thing that could help as well is doing some hip openers like Warrior 2 and Goddess. So if you're new to this posture, definitely just stick with option 1, and this is really great for building strength in your upper body and your wrists. And if you have any wrist injuries, also just stick with option 1. So we'll get started. As always, just kind of listening to your body and seeing what feels right, trying not to push yourself too far and knowing that the final posture is always something to work towards. So let's bring our heels together and our knees facing out in a crouch. So we're kind of crouching down like a frog, toes are pointing out with the knees. Bringing your hands to the mat, about a foot in front of your feet. Really spread all 10 fingers and grip the mat with your fingers as well. So it's as if you're kind of clawing at the mat, and this just really protects your wrists. Again, if you haven't done this before, maybe just watch the first time and then you can have a go. You can play it back and have a go. From here, pushing up into your shoulders, so really strong arms, and it's the same kind of thought as when we do our yogi plank, that doming between the shoulder blades, so really, really strong through the arms, pushing up into your top back. Then let's lift our hips up off the mat, keep that engagement through the shoulders, really gripping with the hands. And you're looking forwards about just in front of your hands here. So that's going to help kind of counterbalance. If you let your head come down, then that can be a little bit dangerous because you could topple over. You can always place a cushion in front of your face because that makes it a bit less scary. So we've got our hips lifted. Our fingers are gripping, we're looking forwards, and we're just going to start to bring our weight into our hands. So just leaning forwards, weight is in the hands, we lift high up onto our toes and we grip our triceps with our knees. So knees come to the outsides of your upper arms, really gripping. Then let's start to bring the weight a little bit more into the hands, bending your elbows here. So you're almost making a shelf with your arms for your legs here, for your knees. Either staying here, this is option 1, this is great at building strength. Or we lift one foot off the mat. Still looking forwards, still with that integrity through the shoulders, gripping the mat. And place that foot down. Let's lift the other foot off the mat, just kind of seeing how that feels. And then just come back into our crouch for a moment. So if that felt like enough, that's great. This is something that you can kind of just keep working on. And then one day you'll definitely be able to, unless you have a serious wrist injury, you'll be able to come into your crow. So let's come back to that position. Hands gripping, looking forwards. We're really gripping our triceps with the knees. And we start to lift off one toe again, and potentially this time, the other toe comes off. Your toes can meet in midair and you can draw them towards your bum in your crow balance. Keeping breathing. And then we slowly come back onto the toes. Coming back just into our crouch here. If you want to take it one more level, we have crane, which is a little bit more advanced. So you can either just play around with coming back into your crow this time, or crane is just, you just have your knees a little bit higher so they're gripping up at your armpits, and you try to straighten the arms. So I'll just show a crane, but otherwise come back into your crow, lifting the hips again, placing the hands down. So the height in the hips is especially important in crone. Getting your knees right up at your armpits, leaning forwards, and we come into our balance. Seeing if you can, start to straighten the arms here. So they don't have to be completely straight, especially if you lock out your joints like I do. But seeing if you can straighten them as much as possible, and then we slowly come back to our mat. And take a deep breath in through the nose, and release through the mouth. So I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions at all, just email me or comment below. Thanks.